Hey guys, this is John Fiesel. I'm here with Michael Dick from Chicago Title Company, and this is not going to be a long video. It's going to be a short one because I like 3 minutes. In a snapshot, tell me, what does Chicago Title do?
In a snapshot, we make sure that when a buyer buys a property from a seller, that it's free and clear of any liens or judgments. So that final day at the closing table, when the seller hands over the keys to the buyer, there are no liens or judgments or anything still owed that's outstanding. So when the buyer moves forward, they're not getting a surprise, a knock at the door, or something in the mail of a bill or anything.
Sure.
Of that nature.
Right, so we're thinking about the financial side of buying a house. We don't know the other person that's selling the house and what things may be going on in the background there. So really, the title company's looking at everything that's going on in the background. If there was something, let's say a roof that was repaired, that bill was never paid, you go to buy this house, the last thing I want is somebody knocking on my door saying, "Give me my money for the roof."
Yeah,
and you don't have a clue what that is.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because in that, as an example, let's say the seller still has a lien with that roofer for $5,000, but she doesn't have that money in her bank. We can take that out of the proceeds, out of her equity in her home. And more than ever, compared to especially even just 5-10 years ago, so many more people have more equity in their home. So if she sells that home, and let's say John tells her she's going to walk away with $30,000, then we find that $5,000 lien. We can pay that out of her proceeds at closing, so that roofing company will be happy and she can still walk away with
Right, so the buyer and the seller, they're not trying to come up with all this extra money because it's sitting in the equity of the home.
Right.
That's great. So let's say that I go to a sheriff sale, I buy a house for $40,000, but it turns out there was a loan that was on the house. There's still a mortgage on that house for $120,000. That's the kind of thing that you don't know going into that.
You know, and you don't want to go in that blindly. So what we try to do is we suggest that you run a search on the title. We call it a track search, and it covers any liens or judgments that might be held against that property, and even down to what the taxes are and if those have been paid. So it's a nice, helpful thing, so that way when you go out to look to try to buy 2 or 3 investment properties, you already have an idea of what's owed on the property.
Yeah.
Smart.
Right, and the last thing that they are going to do is they're going to look to see who may have ownership on that house. So let's say there's a divorced family here, then you guys are going to be able to say, oh, well, this person is going to get this much money, this person is going to get that much money, and really kind of clears the air of anything that's going on.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because that'll be, if a family's going through divorce, there'll be that of the divorce decree, and then we always want a copy of that, and then it allows us to figure out what's to be divided out to the property.
Sure.
So it's just another helpful way to ensure that everything's clear before the keys are handed over to the buyer.
Hey guys, thanks for sticking around for this 3 minutes. We're actually going to go just a little bit over, and that's because this is a big subject of what a title company does, and there are a lot of things that are involved. I think the key here is that you're going through a stressful time in your life of buying or selling a house, and you know, as an agent, I know my job to help relieve some of that stress, but a title company's job is to help relieve some of that stress as well. You don't want to be hit with any surprises. It is your responsibility to find out what's going on, but you just don't know how to find out what's going on. The title company knows how to find what's going on, and they can answer those questions, and that's how they're gonna serve you. It's just by answering those things and making sure everything is well taken care of. There's no surprises, and it's a great thing to have pre-title, post-mortem.
Hopefully not then, but we can even still help out after a death.
Skinny jeans, being punched in the face.
Oh my gosh, there's so many things to worry about.
So many things to worry about.
We want to make sure that's clear, and we don't have any issues at that point.
The last thing you want to do is buy a house with a bunch of skinny jeans in it.
Right. And crazier things have been left in the house.
I got my tight pants on.
Ding, ding, ding.